Hey people, it's me again. So, anyways, I was reading about the whole, what was it, like the pearl rape guy or whatever his name was, but he was just some sort of grade A douchebag who can't seem to treat women with respect and all of that sort of stuff. And it reminds me of like the whole TFLers. And then there was some other story about like the MGTOW, which I just learned about a while ago, about it that oh these are like the guys that refuse to have any kind of relationship with women because they've been so wrong too many times and blah 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 blah, and all this other stuff, but it was like make me think of this this whole site like on Bigger City that I go to from time to time, and I read this one uh guy. It's called like Bear Abbey, who gives like relationship advice as far as that goes, and for the longest time I just couldn't quite understand why he meant by saying keeping your expectations low and date as many as you can and all that and that and it now seems like rings true to straight guys as far as that goes. That they had to like keep their expectations of low and date as many women as you can as far as that goes. And in a way, it's that they shouldn't really go around and have like one bad experience of women like ruin their whole perception of relationships with them as far as that goes. Without women there, they wouldn't be here as far as that goes because especially their mom had basically carried them in their stomach and popped them out or been cut out of them or whatever, that sort of thing. So I'm beginning to think with the TFLers or the MGTOW is just that is just simply they just don't know how to keep their expectations a little bit lower and all of that sort of stuff and not give it so high and all this sort of stuff. And now that I'm beginning to think about it now is that was probably like the whole reason why I was having problems with some guys in the first place. And like in a lot of like my blogs when I talk about my exes or something like that about whatever little problems I was having there. I was partly was having too much of a high expectation of certain things when it came to the relationship there, and especially when it was at the honeymoon phase of it, and then once that sort of thing had ended, then I was like getting all disillusioned, or they were getting disillusioned, or whatever it was, and then started to get all weird. But I mean, it's one of those little things there. What I was like saying many times there, but it was like I just have a hard time trying to practice what it is, that not to keep my expectations that high, and also at least realize that there are some guys that I'm gonna see that are gonna have some flaws here and there, and and in a way it's like in the same way with me, they're gonna see that I have some flaws here and there, but does that like outweigh everything? Probably not. And in a way, I had like a bit of a warped view of relationships for a while. When I came back here from living in Texas for a while, and when I got back here, I was like out at home for the full time and all this sort of stuff, and then being able to like able to like go around and see guys and all this sort of stuff and while I'm out and all this. And even though I never really dated anybody that was when I was closeted at that point, but believe me, I mean, when I came back, I mean, I was having some sort of expectation and all that sort of, but I think when I had this encounter with some really clean guy that his name was Matt, who wouldn't leave me alone, wouldn't get the hint that I was just not interested in him, and that I just liked him as a friend and all of this sort of stuff. And then it turns out, like, he just wanted to hook up with me. He didn't really want to date me and all of this sort of stuff, and that really made me upset and all that. And then had this warped my view as far as when it comes to guys that say that they are looking for a relationship, and I just automatically assume that if they just only say that sort of thing, that they're just clingy. That that if they'll immediately think I'm interested, even if I'm just simply being a bit nice to them and asking about their day and all this sort of stuff, not really um, being general and all this sort of stuff, and all this, you know, and in a way, it, it came around like maybe about a couple of years later, like when I told him off about it, as far as I'm not there, that if he just wanted to hook up with me and all that, why couldn't he just say that from the beginning instead of just pretending to be that he was in love with me and all this sort of shit. I mean, that's one of those little things. It's like you don't really need to run around and put this sort of little front or whatever it is. I mean, nowadays it's like you can be honest enough to say that you just want to hook up, and that's it. Don't need to do the whole wine and dine and shit and all this sort of stuff. Leave that for people that are looking for a relationship. I mean, there's plenty of like women out there who don't really want a relationship for whatever reason or other. And some of those guys are like that. Why can't they just hook up with those type of girls anyways? It's not like they're complete sluts or anything of that sort. I don't think that's really the case, that they're sluts. There's such thing as commitment phobic women as far as that goes. Just as much as there are such thing as a clingy guy. You know, that sort of thing. Yeah. But in a way, it's also like the other thing I should also mention here is the whole gay stereotype is that there's like no such thing as a relationship there. It's like people would think, oh, I slept with like 200 or 500 guys or something like that, when in reality for me, I think it's probably like not even 100 if I can count at this point. It's probably not even 50. Maybe like probably 20 or 30 if I count my whole sexual history for like the past 10 years as far as that goes. And then as far as like boyfriends, I probably could say it's probably at least 5 or 6 boyfriends that I pretty much had, you know, as far as that goes. And I don't know as far as that goes with like, but then it's with like the lesbian stereotype is if I was like a girl and I'm a lesbian, I would have like maybe 1 or 2 girlfriends, and it'd be last like really really long time or something like that, because they say like first date. What was it like? The joke was like first date coffee, second date U-Haul, something like that. That was like the the joke as far as with like the lesbian stereotype and all that. But I forget what was the whole bi stereotype as far as that goes. But it was when it comes to like relationships. But I think it was the stereotype was like for anybody there. But I know a few people that are bi, but they were never really like that sort of thing. You know, like date a guy one time, and then date a girl the next time or something like that, going back and forth, or at the same time or something like that. But in reality, that's not really the case because there are some people that I know that are bi that prefer um, one gender over the other. You know, in some cases, maybe both, but it's never really like date a guy, then date a girl, date a guy, then a girl. It's not really the case. You know, and sometimes it's like there are some of them are like open to freeways and all that kind of stuff and blah blah blah. You know, but in a way, it's just one of those things I wonder about with people all together. You know, but anyway, I think that's probably it until next time.